Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of 10 रुपए की Pepsi हमारा शाहरुख sexy. We are three friends, Deeksha, Digvijay and Preeti, who get together once a week to watch an old Shah Rukh Khan film. We're trying to rewatch his entire filmography over the next 1 year or so. And today
One
we
and a half
watched.
years, एक साल में नहीं होगा.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially because we have like bunch of bonus shit planned, hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah. So today we watched Raees. Actually, yesterday we watched Raees. Today we will be talking about Raees in this episode, which was my pick. And why did I pick it? I didn't really have a special reason as such. I think we watched a very soft kind of film last week with Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi. So I thought thoda sa masala movie, maar dhad, ladai dhadai types. Let's watch something. And 2010's recipe catalog is not super exciting to pick
Impressive.
from. So I decided to
Yeah.
pick Raees. I'd seen it before in bits and pieces. I think I had always forwarded through a lot of the action scenes because it was quite gory. And I'm actually not a big fan of gore. Like I like watching action, but gore puts me off a little. And that includes like Game of Thrones kind of gore, by the way. Okay, I'm not a fan of that. But yeah, I think this time around it wasn't as uncomfortable to watch. I think also because of generally just watching it, keeping in mind that like we're going to talk about it, and also that we were discussing while watching and stuff. So yeah, I like the film. It's a oh wait, I have to give the plot summary. Sorry,
You
I
have to give
forgot.
the
plot
plot summary
summary.
now.
I forgot about that. So yes, plot summary. So the movie is set in Gujarat, which is a state where alcohol is prohibited, and it's I don't remember the time period exactly when it's set. I think like 70s, 80s. Was that?
It's I think it's in 80s and mid 80s, late 80s
Yeah.
or
80s
early
में it
90s
starts
something.
off, and
Okay,
then that's
Yeah.
when Raees is young,
got it.
and
So
then
then
sort of he grows up. So it's maybe late 90s old.
understood.
No, like the Mr. India song comes when he is romancing Myra. So that must be late 80s or 90, early 90s
Late
only, no?
80s. Yeah. Okay.
Late 80s. Yeah, so this
Yeah, and
starts in
also
70s.
the bombings that were referenced were the 91 bombings, right? So probably, yeah,
Oh,
late
that's
80s
correct.
makes
Yeah, yeah,
sense.
yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so coming back to the plot of the film, it's set in the 80s, which we have established. And the background is that Raees, who's played by Shah Rukh Khan, is he starts off by working for somebody who's selling desi daru, and he has like his childhood is he's growing up in poverty, so he hasn't seen money, he hasn't seen luxury ever, and his mother says one thing which always stays with him, which is that koi bhi dhanda bada ya chota nahi hota. धंधे से
धंधे
बड़ा
से
कोई
बड़ा कोई
धर्म नहीं
धर्म
है.
नहीं
धर्म नहीं होता. Yeah.
Sorry if I botched that, guys, but
No, no, it's okay. I think you
है.
got it pretty much bang on
yeah.
track.
So that is something that always sticks with him. And as he grows up, he's working with various different, alcohol cartels in Gujarat. And with this one specifically, Jairaj, who was responsible for selling imported liquor in his area in Fatehpura. And he decides one day that he wants to start his own business. He doesn't want to work for someone anymore. And when he does that, I think Jairaj doesn't take it very well, and he makes fun of him, and he says, तुमको लाके मेरे को 3 लाख 4 लाख रुपए देना होगा तभी मैं तुमको माल दे पाऊंगा and all that. And then Raees sets off on this very strange journey to get a hold of that money, which is by first he steals a car. Then he sells that car to a goat shepherd, and he takes all of those goats to
He didn't
Bombay.
steal the car. He gives his
He
bike.
buys
Oh,
it.
sure. Oh, no.
He does
He
steal
steals
it.
the car.
Like
Sorry. Yeah,
he says
does.
he's
He
taking
does.
it for a test drive, and he gives it
Yeah,
to some
he
farmer,
steals
अच्छा
and
वो
he
Correct,
लेके
takes
चला
correct.
जाता है हाँ.
yeah. So
Correct.
he
Steals it.
he takes the goats from that farmer, and he goes from the shepherd, and he goes to Bombay to sell the goats at a higher price. And when he goes to the butcher shop in Bombay, वहाँ पे लोग उसको accept नहीं करते हैं. They say you need a permit, and how can you just show up here with your goats and take them somewhere else and go sell them in your Fatehpura itself or whatever. And someone calls him Battery. So this is a tick with him since his childhood. He doesn't like being called Battery because he's called that because he wears those very bade se golmatul
गांधी जी के चश्मे.
chashme. Yeah. So he that pisses him off, and then like they get
Sorry, did you guys ever figure why the chashma is related to battery? Like, what is the point?
Never.
No,
And
na?
I have worn glasses my whole life. I don't think anybody has ever called me Battery.
Is it like a
नहीं,
Gujarat
लेकिन
thing?
I don't know.
No. I don't know. Like I remember people being called double battery or battery when I was a child, when people wore specs.
This is how Preeti's
So
childhood was different. Diksha, you were asking now. She knows what
Yeah.
this is. Okay.
प्रीति के बचपन में लोग एक दूसरे को बैटरी बुलाते थे, मेरे में नहीं बुलाते थे.
Battery बोलते थे. Got it. Got
So
it.
yeah,
Go on.
तो
someone calls him battery, and that ticks him off, and he starts beating up everyone there. And in general, he's introduced as kind of a character with a little bit of a violent streak, and obviously he's engaged in this illegal cartel business sort of thing. So that violence in him is his asset. So वहाँ पे मारधाड़ होने के बाद वहाँ का कोई I don't want to say politician. I think Don is the right word to use for Musa. So Musa takes him kind of under his wing after some back and forth between the two of them, and he decides to, pay Shah Rukh Khan pay Raees for the goats. Sorry, and that's how Raees gets the capital to start his business, and then obviously they show that
Gets the
he's
capital to start his business. Such an MBA thing to say. उसको माल चाहिए था तुमने
अरे
capital
तो
दिया. I
but
like
वही है
it.
ना, he needs
Yes,
backing.
of course it is. It is a business. This capital,
Yes,
I'm
but
totally on board with it. I'm just remarking at the
वो
choice of words.
वो सीन बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन जब वो उसको बोलता है, उसको बोल दो कि अब हमें तुम्हारे उसकी जरूरत नहीं है, वो पैसा, एंड देन ही सिटिंग ऑन दैट विंडो, एंड देन उसके हाथ में वो पैसे का वो बॉक्स है, और वो
Box
उसको
होता है.
ऐसे बजा रहा है यार, लाइक बॉक्स नहीं, सूटकेस, सॉरी व्हाट, बट
Briefcase.
वो
Briefcase is the word you're looking for.
ब्रीफ
briefcase.
केस, यस.
Yeah.
तो यार सूटकेस, इतने पैसे भी नहीं थे, बट ठीक है. बट दैट सीन रियली वाज, आई थॉट, वेरी नाइसली शॉट. Yes, Diksha, sorry. You can go ahead with the plot now.
Preeti, as usual, remembering that random scene which had no really relevance to the overall plot, but like ये कितना important scene था.
Important नहीं था, अच्छे से शूट किया था, मैं ये बोलती हूँ, खिड़की पे बैठा हुआ
Impactful scene
है.
था.
Yes.
Good.
That
Yeah.
was his moment to get started in that dhanda. So yeah, so
Yeah.
then Raees starts his dhanda in the sale and distribution of oh my God, now that Diggy said it, I can't stop using MBA terms. But he gets into the daru ka dhanda, and he seems to be a little bit more innovative than the competition. So maybe that, like वो टमाटर में दारू वारू डाल के लोगों को बेचता है, and he does stuff like that. Home delivery services शुरू कर देता है. तो obviously like he starts making a lot of money. Cut to introduction of Nawazuddin Siddiqui, who's the cop in this film.
Sorry,
And
एक
this
second.
is the place where you can say he was very disruptive in the market.
Diggy.
you said it, I didn't say it. Okay, so
Yeah.
coming
You're right.
back. So that's when the cop is introduced, that is Nawazuddin Siddiqui, and he's shown to be thoda sa matlab ekdam sharif sa cop, in the sense ki he's very by the book. He wants to catch the criminals. Actually I won't say by the book, but he's a cop with a motive, in the
Conscience
sense like,
and
yeah, he's not easily corrupted. He's yeah, I guess he's stuck to his ideals and principles so far in his life, and he wants to catch the bad guys. He doesn't want to allow the sale of alcohol in Gujarat, and that I guess is his specialty, because even in Gandhinagar, where they show him initially, that is what he was doing. But he gets on the wrong side of the CM, and then they transfer him to Fatehpura, where they think that, because the cartels, the Daru cartels there are so strong that he'll never succeed there, and like they'll finish him. But contrary to their expectations, he manages to shut down a lot of the Daru business that's going on there. Like he destroys a lot of Jairaj's bottles in that one very iconic scene. Oh my God, I've been going on with the plot for a really long time. But yeah, he demolishes. Okay, now I need to wrap it up. Sorry, I just realized I've been talking about the plot for way too long. But yeah, so he starts butting into Raees's life, and that's where things get heated between the two of them. There's a lot of back and forth between, Nawaz trying to cut off Raees's liquor supply, or to, get him thrown into jail, and then Raees using his various political connections to get out of those situations, and new ideas to continue that दारू का धंधा. But I think at some point, I don't recall exactly what happened. Somebody please fill in for me. But his situation becomes very dire and he needs the money, and he ends up
The
taking,
politicians actually like
No,
yeah,
what happens
make
is
a cartel against him, and then उसको मतलब वो अपना काम बनाने के लिए उसको
first
झूठ
that
बोल देते हैं.
that happens, right? That train burning incident, riots break out.
हाँ हाँ,
And so
तो उसके बाद
he starts supplying food and water and milk to the whole
वो
locality, and he
लंगर
runs out of
रखने
money.
लगता है.
At the same time, he's spending a lot of money on the housing complex, which is building for the locality people. So he runs out of money, and now he needs that money back. And then he, as Preeti said, he has an issue with the politicians, and they declare that housing sort of a place as
It's a green zone
as
now.
a green zone.
yeah,
As a green zone, and then eventually all his money is lost in the housing society, and he has to give the money back to the people of his locality because they
Because
hold
he
him in a
took
very
people,
high esteem.
yeah.
Yeah, he took
And
half
also
of like
because when he was standing for elections, they gave a lot of money as like, what do you say, donations or capital. Like now I can't stop thinking
capital.
of the word capital.
Yeah,
So
because
उसको वो वापस करना है क्योंकि उनकी वो जमा की हुई पूंजी उन्होंने उसको भरोसा करके दी थी कि वो उनको घर दिलाएगा, बट अब वो घर तो नहीं बना सकते वहां पे क्योंकि उनके पास कागज है लेकिन अब वो ग्रीन जोन है. So I think
so
that's
then he
that's
has
where this
to
whole thing
resort
comes.
to taking a very urgent assignment from Musa,
yeah. And he, like, the
which
reason that had ended up happening to him was because his violent streak was, मतलब वो
Yeah.
he falls out with the politicians क्योंकि वो उसी को जाके मार देता है, right? And then the politicians like
he's
कुछ
is
ज्यादा ही
also
चौड़ दिखा
shown,
रहा
and
है.
we'll get he also shown that journey is also shown कि from being slightly humble in front of Jairaj, he becomes quite arrogant and
Yeah.
has a lot of ego towards the end, and which sort of ends up biting him in the back. And yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's
so he
pretty much the
takes
plan. That
that
ends
job
up being
from
sour for him eventually.
Musa, which involves
Yeah.
bringing in RDX from abroad, and he doesn't know that what he's
There is
transporting is
RDX.
RDX. He thinks it's gold, and I think that was also a point where he realizes that like he's crossed too many lines now, and like there's no redemption for him. And then yeah, after getting his revenge on Musa and killing everyone who was involved in that, he like essentially hands himself over to the cops, and then Nawaz by this point in the movie has had way too much. Like
Great change
all
of heart.
his all his usuls and his principles are like, you know, now at like their
He's had it, right? He's had it
yeah,
with these people. He's
because
like,
he's
उसका हो
tried
गया,
whatever
उसको
I
लग
keep
रहा है
doing, these
ऐसे
guys
ऐसे.
keep getting away. I am just going to now end them.
yeah,
So
he's
he
tried
kills.
everything. He's put them
Yeah.
in jail, they get out. He realizes that, you know, the system is broken, and like he's like कि नहीं
Yeah.
writing में नहीं भी दोगे तो मैं कर दूंगा at this time. So and yeah, so he ends up shooting Raees, and that's where the movie ends. And that was a very long plot summary,
That's
and
how
nobody stopped.
also the longest plot summary of this podcast
No,
series
no,
comes
no.
to an
I
end.
think Badshah was the longest. So I think
I
we
No,
think
Bacha
we
ended very quickly.
exceeded
Na Raghav
Badshah.
started scene by scene, and then we like, no, let's not do it, and then like he ended
Sorry,
in like a
Raghav.
minute. Yeah. So
Yeah.
in
Like
case like
between
people
Raghav, Pal, and Diksha, we have all grown up from our plot summary timeline.
Range of
Yeah.
plot summaries
Range of plot
on.
summary. Yeah.
But I blame you guys
But
also because you guys did not stop me. Like I kept
I think you
We
were
were having
like,
like
so I
I
thought
was
you
like, just
prepared
let us.
notes and all. You were going into such details. I was like,
No,
बोलने दो यार
I
चीज.
just kept talking and I'm like, और क्या होता है, और क्या होता है? I'm like, why is this summary not summarizing? Like, why is this going on and on and on?
You were explaining the whole movie ना.
I didn't realize I was doing that.
Segment by segment. अभी जर्नी में ये हुआ, अभी जर्नी में ये हुआ. But anyways, that's okay. Yeah, Preeti, how did you like the movie? Sorry, this is not the first time you're watching it, right? You've seen it before.
हाँ, मैंने देखी हुई है पहले. Patchy memories I have of this movie, but I've watched it एक बार तो पहले आराम से. Like I didn't watch it in the theaters, but I did watch it. This time around मेरे को बहुत मजे तो नहीं आए. If I'm
बहुत मजे तो
being
नहीं आए. अच्छा, क्यों?
हाँ.
Like, was it not
यार
as good as the first time?
मतलब मेरे को ना फर्स्ट टाइम की ज्यादा मेमोरीज नहीं है for some reason.
अच्छा
मैंने एक्चुअली अपनी मम्मी के साथ देखी थी जोका में जब वो आई थी, तो आई डोंट रिकॉल
अच्छा, you
मच
saw
ऑफ
it
इट.
that recently first time you अच्छा okay 2019 or
2019, huh? So I think
2019,
I
yeah,
didn't watch it when it released. I was going
yeah.
through my Shah Rukh isn't doing cool movies kind of thing back
Oh,
then.
that was right after Zero
Um,
also.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
and I'm not a fan of a lot of action, gore as well.
Mm,
I also think
okay.
Bollywood कई बार it doesn't do it अच्छे से. So like I'm also thinking कि is this the reason I didn't enjoy the movie? कि romance नहीं है, but at the same time, no, that's not the thing. I think the movie's plot isn't done justice to in this. Like such great actors. Shah Rukh Khan is amazing in the movie as Raees. Um, the guy who plays Sadiq Zero, Zero Universe, but in Raees, what's his name? I'm forgetting. But
I'm gonna
he's
get
also
that name
great in the
again.
movie.
Yeah.
Mohammed Z something, I forget. Anyway,
Zishan, I guess.
Zishan, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Mohammed
So
Zishan, I
Zishan
guess.
is yeah,
Yeah.
Zishan is amazing. Myra is so beautiful, and at the same time, I felt that उसका storyline कुछ था ही नहीं यार. Like they didn't
Yeah,
really
she was
utilize her.
just a accessory.
हाँ, she was just an
She was
accessory,
there for
and at
Shah
this,
Rukh to romance. So that's
Exactly.
but वो
there
भी,
are Zalima आपा है basically movie में. मेरे तो मुझे
मतलब
तो यही लगा.
I love that song. I love that song. Okay, even today, I feel like very good every time I hear that song. And at the same time, वो song ऐसे कैसे लाए हैं यार वो लोग इस मूवी में म्यूजिक को, मतलब कहीं पे भी तुमने एक रैंडम सा गाना, like I thought that the music really killed the vibe of the movie a lot for me. The BGM was like very mediocre. The songs were coming in a very different,
Music plays
like
such a
it was
big
just
role
taking.
in Preeti's like reviews of films because I mean,
The moment the music fails, you're like movie ही
yeah.
नहीं अच्छी भाई. सब कुछ
नहीं
गया
नहीं
भाड़
नहीं
में.
मतलब,
Movie ही नहीं अच्छी.
No, but I don't think she's saying
पर
that the
ये
music was bad. She's saying that it
It
was
was
just not
yeah. So
placed
I mean
correctly.
the place of
like the
music in the
screenplay
movie
was
for Preeti.
patchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like I
yeah,
felt
for
that the
sure.
screenplay was very patchy, and since
Yeah.
you're like, I could see that there is a serious storyline that they want to talk about, and at the same time, they are thinking from, oh, this has to be a massy movie because Shah Rukh Khan fans, blah blah blah. And I felt कि यार मतलब थोड़ा सीरियस से ही कर लेते, like थोड़ी कम कमर्शियल मूवी बना लेते शायद से. It felt too forced at points. Like the music was trying to tell us how to feel पहले से. Like the whenever there's a action scene about to come, the da 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 would happen, or when he's feeling emotional or sad, like it will give us पहले से hint. Like I get it in the 90s, there maybe the audience is not mature enough, they're used to something, but in 2018, 2017, 18, I think
17,
it's a
yeah.
little not. Yeah, I mean मेरे को बहुत ऐसा लग रहा था कि कितना अच्छा स्कोप था इस स्टोरी का. And then also I think the second half I didn't enjoy much, but anyway, like great Shah Rukh Khan performance. Pathani suit Shah Rukh is
It's too good,
amazing,
too good.
beautiful.
Yeah.
His entry to the movie is amazing. Like the whole
Muharram.
it's the Muharram
Muharram scene.
scenes. Yeah,
So it
yeah,
transitions from when he was a kid, he's doing Muharram,
yeah.
what they do, whiplashing, and it transitions to Shah Rukh basically
Very
doing that.
beautifully shot. Very
Yeah.
beautifully shot.
I mean, there are good
Also,
scenes, nice shots of the movie. True. Yeah.
हाँ तो
I
सॉरी,
think
मतलब मेरे को
मतलब
लगता है मैंने काफी कुछ बोल दिया, सॉरी.
हाँ
हाँ,
इसलिए मैं
दिगी,
तुम्हें
प्लीज
थोड़ा
गो
कट
अहेड.
कर रहा था कि बस अब ठीक है हो गया. Yeah, sorry, I know. Did you have anything else to say? I was just joking.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, I was saying कि so एक तो this movie supposedly based on a real life character, right? Abdul Latif,
Abu
which
Salim, no?
was no, not
Oh,
Abu Salim. Of course not. Abu
okay.
Salim was Dawood Ibrahim's man, yaar.
Yeah, that's the one that they say it was based about, no? That's what I read, I think.
No, Abdul Latif. Arey, Abu Salim
Okay.
wasn't in Gujarat. He was in Mumbai. He was part of the D company. This guy was in Gujarat doing bootlegging, which is this smuggling of alcohol.
Okay, maybe
So
I remember it incorrectly. Yeah,
yeah, no,
I think
I
you're
just
probably
read
right.
it like 1 minute ago.
हाँ,
So
so then you're probably
I
right.
need to reconfirm. Yeah. So like I remember when I watched the movie first time, मुझे तो अच्छी ही लगी थी. But I also left the hall feeling maybe they could have done some. I couldn't pinpoint what exactly. कि They could have something was amiss. Like कुछ तो और कर सकते थे इसमें. But after watching it the second time, मतलब not like second time properly इतना ध्यान से, I've rewatched it बीच में थोड़ी थोड़ी करके. But having watched it now, I realize कि yeah, I mean it's the screenplay as Preeti said was patchy. Music I was never a fan. Like जालिमा भी बहुत अच्छा गाना है, but ठीक है वो as a promotional song release हो सकता था मेरे हिसाब से.
Yeah.
है ना पूरा इसका बाकी all the other songs don't really feel as if they're gelled into the movie. They should have just made a gritty gangster movie and given Shah Rukh a negative because they're trying to always show him as a messiah, but also show that he's a bad guy. But then also show he's murdering people,
I
but
think
also
if the
returning the
romance had been avoided altogether, it would have been a
Yeah.
much
I
better
mean,
film.
they should have completely done away with the romance,
Yeah.
done away with the songs, shown like a proper gangster movie. Shah Rukh being Shah Rukh, that Kajol-laden, evil-eyed, menacing person, it would have done better. I think because he does that part really well. I love the action in the movie. Like तो मेरा काफी ऐसे वो रहता है in terms of a lot of Bollywood movies. At that point, there were a lot of South Indian remakes that were coming, right? Like Salman Khan was making them, Ajay Devgn was making them. एंड उसमें ये था कि एक मुक्का मारा उड़ता हुआ चला जाएगा. एंड आई यूज्ड टू फील ठीक है मतलब इतना था इंसल्ट मत करो ना यार इंटेलिजेंस को. ठीक है थोड़ा तो हम मान ही रहे इतना मत करो. बट इसमें आई it's if you see the first action scene where he's selling his goats, it's very gritty and he ends up fainting also after
Yeah,
that. Like
yeah.
he gets beaten up, and there's a very common like a thing if you notice in fight scenes, if the hero is getting gashed right out of breath, they're trying to add a realism. Otherwise, वो ऐसे ही चलता ही जा रहा है यूसेन बोल्ट की तरह तो मतलब it's you feel कि they've glossed over things.
Yeah, that I
So
agree.
that
Especially in
that they
the
clearly show in the first
butcher
scene.
shop, yeah.
Yeah. It's very
Uh,
gritty. But as it goes, it becomes more slick. As Shah Rukh, the character becomes a bigger guy in the that industry, smuggling industry. His action also becomes very smooth. कि हाँ चार लोग गन लेके खड़े हैं मेरे आसपास, but I will do some fancy shit and shoot all of them.
Smuggling
Which
industry. Such MBA much,
स्मगलिंग
wow.
अब मैं क्या बोलूं स्मगलिंग क्या बिजनेस क्या स्मगलिंग बिजनेस इंडस्ट्री है
this is
वो ब्लैक
this is
मार्केट
the
इंडस्ट्री है
podcast
वो
where Ananya Pandey should come and say MBA bitches.
एमबीए बिचेस हाँ प्रीति ने तो बता भी दिया हमने कहाँ से एमबी किया है चलो ठीक है बट
अच्छा, sorry.
yeah but yeah I think that I love the action like the whenever Shah Rukh and that when he comes to kill that politician right and that smoke all of that all of that is done is so well but then you feel they kind of and there are holes like the plot holes होते हैं and there are other holes in this movie like
हाँ.
थोड़ा screenplay रह गया थोड़ा music रह गया acting overall I think was very good. I don't think anyone left
Yeah,
anything
for
to be
sure.
desired.
Both Shah
uh,
Rukh and Nawaz were just like shining throughout the film. And it's very rare where you have two people, like two main leads shining in a film, especially when one is
yeah
like Shah Rukh Khan, who's this larger than life actor, and one is Nawazuddin,
yeah
who's like incredible in his own right. But yeah,
this is
both
one
of
of my
them
favorite
definitely.
tropes in any movies like two very good actors opposing each other
Having a face
like
off, yeah.
having a face off not as as भाई भाई वो नहीं अच्छा लगता वो ठीक है but they have to be facing off but then you see very contrasting characters going against each other. Mohabbat was an example, which movie Jesse भी हो, but those scenes come out really well.
Which was missing in Josh, actually, now that you mention it. Like, there was no other
Because
powerhouse
Yeah.
no one
performance.
could counter Shah Rukh,
Yeah,
ना उसके caliber का था नहीं कोई.
yeah.
And that's why I
Even,
think Dhoom 1 and Dhoom 2 worked really well because they had really strong villains, right?
yeah.
So they had that face off. Every time they face, वो ego clash दिखता है. ऐसे शुरू में बैठ जाता है शाहरुख और नवाज का. There is an ego. That's why Nawaz goes after Shah Rukh because he challenges him in his face. वो तो
Yeah, and
गाली
I
देता
think
है. That's why that's an ego thing.
like the entire story between Nawaz and Shah Rukh was such that you could see how they were impacting each other. Like you could see slowly Shah Rukh
Yeah.
was more and more embracing his violent side, and even Nawaz was slowly becoming more and more comfortable bending the rules, and that was really beautifully shown. I thought, like, so I know that like yeah, what everything that you guys said, criticism of the movie is very relevant, very valid, but I personally really enjoyed it. Like I thought, like I was not expecting a great like cinematic experience. I was expecting a masala film. It was delivered.
For sure. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely loved the movie. But because I saw the trailer. Like, the trailer was so good. There
Yeah,
was
that
so
is
much of
true.
हाँ,
hype
the
behind this
The
trailer
movie.
is
trailer was
very
incredible.
different.
कि मतलब ये मूवी एकदम ही मचा देगी. Like, this is bloody going to break everything. Because Shah Rukh in a proper masala, मतलब in a masala sort of role, but like very gritty gangster sort of
Yeah.
look, which was very different from जो उसने पहले कर रहा था. So it
And
was
at
it was a
what
letdown
my
because it still did like, I don't know, 350 360 crores type उसने किया ही था business, which is a lot on a 100 crore budget, I think. It still did really well by any
Yeah.
margin. It's just that you just expect so much more. That's you're you're let down by your own expectations because it's Shah Rukh. Anybody else, it would have been a very good
I
film.
think for me that way in any 2010 film that I'm watching with Shah Rukh in it, I just don't have any expectations. Like because I was so disappointed that that whole decade throughout, like
Uh,
with Ravan and like we'll talk about it in other episodes. But like I just came to a point where I stopped expecting things from movies. Like I just went and I'd be like, you know what? It's my favorite actor in a movie. I'm gonna watch and enjoy it. And that also
yeah.
I was very selective also in what I would watch. Like only if like reviews were good and stuff. And Raees had like mixed reviews. So I was like, चलो ठीक है देख सकते हैं. मैंने वही मतलब OTT पे ही ऐसे skip कर करके देखा था कभी तो. But yeah, I think this time around I enjoyed it a lot more. I think I was yeah, it was just a good fun movie. So
Yeah, I remember. I think I showed you guys also. Like I went through all my messages in 2017,
Yeah.
just by
yeah,
searching
yeah,
Raees, and everybody's asking me reviews. I'm like,
yeah.
Man,
like मैं तो
As a Shah Rukh
unbiased
fan,
review
it's
ही दूंगा.
incredible.
It's incredible.
it's
देखो
so
बस
cute.
बहुत मजा है. And it is incredible as a Shah Rukh fan.
But you know,
It is
Preeti, what
incredible
you
to watch
said
him like that.
what you said about the screenplay, I feel like if this was written as a book, I would read it. Like, or if this was made into something like a Netflix series, like Sacred Games or something, I would watch it. It was it because it had all the elements. It
Yeah.
was just
Yeah, yeah.
made for Shah Rukh Khan and for Shah Rukh Khan fans and audiences, and that's why I think they made it more
Yeah. A
masala
very
than it needed to
commercial
be.
movie. Very
Yeah,
commercial. Yeah.
definitely. But it was
Yeah,
story was like hooking all throughout. Like I was gripped. I was like invested, and I believed every step that each character went through. I was like, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
total
Yeah, so
sense.
that
This is
metric
a
of
point where
you
he
going
will.
into the theater for 3 hours or 2 hours,
yeah.
sitting through it without getting bored, right? That really works
Yeah,
for this movie. It passes that metric for sure. It's a good movie. बिल्कुल, it's a very good movie. And
इट्स अ थिएटर एक्सपीरियंस मूवी. एक तो ना अब मैं जब भी कभी नेटफ्लिक्स पे मूवी देखती हूँ ना, या लाइक व्हेन वी आर वाचिंग, ओ बाय द वे दिस इज स्ट्रीमिंग ऑन नेटफ्लिक्स, आई डोंट नो इफ वी मेंशनड दैट,
we
we
didn't.
did, but yeah,
बट
Netflix. अब 15 मिनट का
बट
प्लॉट दे दिया तो टाइम नहीं बचा. Yeah.
But whenever now I'm rewatching some content which released in theater for a theater experience versus OTT, it's very पता चलता है. Like I can see the difference. Like I was also this time when I was watching, I felt कि theater में शायद मेरे को बहुत ज्यादा मजे आते. Now that I'm watching it on OTT, probably it's not as gripping for me. And I am a big fan of showing sides to people. Like even when Shah Rukh is a bad guy, he's he's doing bootlegging, all of that. There's a side to him which is human. He's softer. Like I appreciate the anti-villain stories a lot in general, because people are not as black and white as we want them to be. But at the same time, जो transition था ना, वो बहुत एकदम एकदम ही था यार. मतलब
Yeah,
there was no
it would go from one like
like
Mardhad wala scene and suddenly he's like, flirting with his wife, and it was just not, it was too broken. And then out of nowhere there would be a song. Like the songs were, yeah, I mean what you said, right? It's just it was so out of place. Like it was out of the blue. You're not expecting a song when it comes, and you're not expecting a song in that tone or in that like मतलब कुछ serious scene
हाँ.
चल रहा है, suddenly ऐसे मतलब item number शुरू हो जाता है. That it was, yeah, disjointed.
There was a lot of Yashraj hat-tippery to in the movie though, like a lot of references here and there, which I quite enjoyed. There were multiple songs referenced into it. Dheere dheere. I am not taking the quiz today, so I can't ask those questions. So I'm gonna mention them anyway. The Amitabh Bachchan, it's a Diwar only, yeah, because Diwar was Yashraj and similar storyline.
I don't remember
which was
Diwar
thing in the
that well.
I
I don't
think
think
because
I've
he's
seen
also a
सुनो कि
Diwar.
smuggler.
ये 15 सेकंड का सीन
But
उससे है कि नहीं है.
but like it was nice because एक तो Amitabh Shah Rukh has been such a big thing in cinema. So and Shah Rukh has many times said that he wants to do certain movies or certain shows that Amitabh has done because he's inspired by him. So this whole Diwar parallel that they draw, because in Diwar also I think Amitabh is a bad guy, smuggler of sorts, but he's also an anti-villain. And then to bring that here, I thought was nicely done. And there were multiple songs to tell us which era they are in. Like there is Gulabi Aankhein playing in the
Oh,
background.
by the way, Preeti, I think it
There,
wasn't Diwar because
it wasn't.
there was Prem Chopra in that scene and he's not in Diwar.
Okay. Then I could be wrong, but I thought it's
क्या हो रहा है?
Diwar
You're
or
off your
Anga
game
Kaanoon.
since
वो तो
yesterday. All your trivia is falling flat. Twitter पे भी तुमने गलत बता दिया लोगों को कि कुछ कुछ होता है. दिल तो पागल है कि पहले आई थी.
ठीक है यार, वो तो एक साल ऊपर नीचे हो गया मुझसे, but I really
It's
thought it
okay.
was Diwar.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the whole Amitabh Shah Rukh parallels, then Gulabi Aankhein playing. There is another softer Meri Mehbooba R.D. Burman song playing somewhere in the
I think that's
movie.
where they
That
also thank
काटी
So
नहीं
Yashraj
कटती दिन ये
in the
रात.
yeah,
opening credits. Special thanks to Yashraj Films करते हैं वो.
हाँ, because उन्होंने काफी कुछ credits, मतलब anyway they have taken
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
No, not कांटे कट्टे तो है ही, but there is another Meri Mehbooba. Not the Shah Rukh Meri Mehbooba, the other Meri Mehbooba. But anyway, so I thought it was nicely, like those things were nicely done.
So I have another thing. Another sort of movies that I really like is which are sort of rooted in Indian history and over a span of a few years. So you can like the Forrest Gump-esque sort of movies, which a life of a person and how the nation changes around it. So any movie, Indian movie, which gives that sort of flavor, say for 5 6 years, and gives sort of a reflection of what all is happening around that character, actually, which actually happened in India, I just take a very sort of sudden liking to that. मुझे लगता है कि ऐसा इतना हम नहीं बनाते movies on Indian history इतनी अच्छे से. And any
That's
movie
true.
which at least attempts to do that, I really like to. Indian history and Indian mythology is not a subject dealt with a lot of sensitivity or attention, I think, which should be done.
Yeah,
It's
I
quite cool.
mean, it's always packaged in like a more
Yeah.
acceptable way or like more political angle. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like the bomb blast and like the train incident and stuff that they showed.
Yeah. So isme, I think one of the biggest criticisms of Raees was and still is that the guy, so Raees makers said that this is not actually based on Abdul Latif, but there are a lot of parallels, right? Bootlegging bhi
Yeah.
hai. He was also the main accused in getting RDX2 for the bomb blast. Shah Rukh is also shown to be accused of that. So the criticism was that he's shown like a very like a known smuggler / terrorist, and then shown to be in a very good light. That was like a very
But I don't
prime
think
sort
he
of
was shown to be in a very good light, right? I mean,
he was
he's
shown as
shown
a
like
nice person, as a heart of gold type criminal,
मतलब
ना कि
नहीं,
taking
हाँ,
care of
I think
everybody
वो
around.
every
Even during
criminal,
दंगों में मैं फर्क नहीं कर रहा हूँ, तू मुस्लिम
every
का and all of that.
yeah, but every criminal, if you see the reason they get that level of support from the public or some level of sympathy is that they end up doing something for the people around them. Like I don't know if you guys have heard of Veerappan, who is like one of the dacoits in South India, right? Like he
Isha, everybody's heard of Veerappan. What are
okay,
you
I
saying? He
don't
was
know,
not
yaar.
like
I grew up in Bangalore,
What are you
so
saying? He's such a
so we
famous,
used to go to Ooty all
famous
the
pop
time. We
culture
crossed
figure.
those forests. I don't know if it's the same pop culture in like North India, but yeah. So I think a lot of the villagers.
Oh shit. Obviously. Okay,
pop
go
culture
on.
in North India. Wow.
अरे मुझे
कैसे
नहीं
Northeast,
मालूम
इनको
यार,
क्या
तुम
पता
लोग को
होगा?
साउथ इंडिया का कैरिकेचर ही मालूम रहता है. Okay, I don't want to watch Chennai Express with you guys, but anyway, so you know Veerappan established. Anyway, so yeah, that the villagers in that forest used to protect him because वो उनको help करता था, and I think that is why that is what also they're showing with this kind of a gangster, right? Like even I think to some extent in The Godfather and other English movies also, like they take care of the people around them. That's where they get their power from, like that, and also the violence and
That's
the
true.
guns
I think
and
the
the
main
money.
critique
But
was that the bomb blast he's shown to be doing it inadvertently, not knowingly. and they're saying it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the criticism. I'm just saying that ठीक है, this is, and there were other reasons like Myra Khan being being Pakistani, and this
यार
was
ये
right
तो
after
मतलब
Uri,
मेरे को
Yeah,
right?
ऐसा लगता है कि
that was
तो
हाँ
ये तो
यार
unfortunate.
so sad.
उछल गया था एकदम.
Hmm.
Also, I think कि अगर ये सब नहीं होता तो शायद maybe they cut her screen time a bit because of all that. Like I remember reading something of that sort.
They
Maybe I'm
might have, now
wrong
that you
here.
mention it, they might have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also, I
कि
don't
उसका
know.
इतना
I
corrupted
remember
role
even
नहीं है.
Fawad was cut off in ADHM.
वो तो उसने apologize भी
his
किया था करण जौहर ने.
हाँ
Such
और
a
इसके लिए भी तो शाहरुख खान has gone and said कि अब इसके बाद कोई मूवी में नहीं आएगी मायरा खान and all that. Like that was a agreement they had.
That would
formed.
also explain why some of the scenes between them seem so disjointed from the rest of the movie. Actually, like if they cut
Yeah.
off some of Mahira Khan's scenes or like other dialogues in the film.
वो
true,
प्रेग्नेंट
usually
होती है
not.
और उसको एक बार भी उसको like there is a baby just come out like there is no like
So
she's
they
not,
show a
she
time
doesn't
jump of
have a
1 year,
bum or
na?
thing.
हाँ,
They show
time
a
jump
time
दिखाते
jump.
हैं.
बट वो मतलब पर ऐसे मेरे को पता नहीं ऐसा लगी ऐसे बच्चा लाइक आ गया बस फैजान और फिर फैजान का सिर्फ एक क्लोजअप शॉट है बट एनीवे
But they had to
that
show it
was
that way,
that.
na?
अरे
Because
बहुत ही यूनिक
Yeah.
प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं मूवीज से कि बच्चा नहीं दिखाया है यार मूवी में.
नहीं,
ऐसे
बच्चा
कैसे
दिखाया, उसका प्रेगनेंसी नहीं दिखाया, वो प्रॉब्लम है. But
प्रेगनेंसी
yeah,
नहीं
they had to
दिखाया,
do
एक
that.
ही शॉट दिखाया बच्चे का, ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? अरे वो थोड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट है. It's funny. But
But
okay,
they had to do that, na? Because
good.
like they're showing this guy building an empire. They can't show every step of the way. They have to show
Every
some
week, every
time
month,
jumps.
हाँ.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they clearly show that Nawaz goes and then he gets 1 year to expand his business.
Makes sense.
Cool. Okay, so moving on to SRK simp moments.
So I think my simp moment was almost every scene where Shah Rukh and Mahira Khan were both there and having a little bit of banter. But especially that scene शुरू में जब वो क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं बाहर और वो उसके घर में बॉल मार देता है और वो बोलता है सादिक जा लेके आ, and सादिक इज लाइक अच्छा मैं जाऊँ, and शाहरुख like नहीं नहीं रुक जा मैं जाता हूँ, and then he goes and like they have that very cute moment between the two of them where that song is also playing, so that was super cute. I know like in this movie generally I felt like simping kam ho raha tha. I felt like I was just appreciating Shah Rukh's acting a little bit because he's done a really good job and it's a more serious film, and at the end of the day romance was more of a jarring factor in the movie for us, like as we discussed, but yeah, I thought that moment was super cute, so that will be my simp moment. Preeti, you go next.
Cool.
Yeah, so I have a couple of them. Uh, my first one being for baby SRK. Like I think the casting was really good for the kid, and the kid deserves a special mention. Like from the kid, you know that this guy is gonna be smart. Like he's observant. He's not scared. Like I just thought that it was a really beautiful casting. So one for Bibi SRK Kashmish.
Preeti, yaar. I can't believe your simp
Okay.
moment for SRK is about somebody who is not
SRK.
SRK. Like it is a child actor who has his own
अरे
identity.
ठीक है, you remember her fan sim moment was a like cinematography. कि वो SR के ऊपर है, छोटा SR के नीचे, and then एक के बाद SR के ऊपर, छोटा SR के नीचे, like that was her sim moment.
But at
fan
least
में.
that
यार
scene had
मतलब
SRK in
character.
it. So you are simping
Okay,
for
I was
Raees, not
talking
for
about
Shah
Raees,
Rukh
the
Khan.
character. Yes, for Shah Rukh. Okay, let me get this clearer. One other scene for me was when he keeps the chai. When this whole truck के नीचे चाय का ग्लास रखता है वो. When he's winning whoever the opposite politician / I'm forgetting the guy's name, and then वो same jail में भी होता है कि उसको जब भी idea आता है basically he makes a certain expression, and I like वो मेरे को बहुत smart लगता था कि जब भी वो expression he made, you'll know that he has observed something, and now he knows that he's gonna win it in some ways. So I think
Outwit people.
Yeah.
yeah, and like all Nawaz and Shah Rukh scenes were also so beautifully done, yaar. Like I just like sexual tension in toto. But yeah, like
I mean, ऐसे
I also
sexual
have a
tension तो नहीं था,
Yeah,
ऐसे
I
हर चीज को तुम
also
sexual tension बोल देते हो. It's just like a very nice ego clash, like
नहीं,
two
but
very
जोश में
strong
था.
personalities on the screen.
जोश
जोश
में
में
it
था,
was there.
जोश में
That was sexual tension. This one was just like more like, you know, कोई भी किसी का भी खून कर देगा किसी
like
भी मिनट, उस टाइप का टेंशन
okay,
like
था.
not
you
sexual
feel that
tension.
there is
Wrong word.
respect
Wrong
on
word.
both sides, that the other person is a very formidable foe, but
Yeah, there was
also
also a little bit of
disdain.
respect and
हाँ,
disdain. Yeah.
yeah, I think that
मतलब
came out
बहुत ही
really well.
अच्छे से किया हुआ था यार. मतलब मेरे को तो बहुत
True.
like the screen space was very nice. Also, before I give it to you, Diggy, one special mention for Nawaz being Michael Jackson. Like it was just superb to see.
His
Yeah, that
entry
was very
as
cool.
Michael Jackson.
A very cool
Yeah,
entry.
damn cool. Yeah. So yeah, I think yes, as very predictable, it is going to be an action scene because it's an action movie. यार पूरी SRK romance तो I think should be just disregarded in this movie completely. So my first is when he is about to kill Jairaj, who's played by Atul Kulkarni, and essentially he was Raees's mentor as a kid. He gave him his first job and groomed him to be in that business. And when he's about to kill him, like when he realizes Jairaj is the one who put the hit on him. So when he's about to kill him, you can see the extreme sadness on his face, and like he doesn't want to do it, but he also thinks he has to do it because he can't take it that somebody put a hit on him, so he has to kill him.
Yeah.
That was pretty huge for me. And then second one was pure and simple यार, वो जो dialogue है उसका कि दिन और रात तो लोगों के होते हैं, शेरों का जमाना होता है. I was
Yeah,
like
that
flat हो गया भाई,
was
flat हो गया मैं. This is too good. This is peak SRK. And of course in the similar vein जो वो smoke से निकलता है to charge at that guy doing the yatra song, which is also part of the trailer and part of a lot of SRK edits. So wherever Shah Rukh is being that. Also, if you notice, Shah Rukh walks a certain way, right? And normally he doesn't walk like that. In this, he
yeah,
will
yeah,
walk
he
with
has
sort
that
of
very मतलब it suits that Pathani
Gunda
look
walk.
also. हाँ.
या थोड़े उसके थोड़े बाहर चेस्ट बाहर से होगी, हाथ थोड़े खुले होंगे. एकदम लगता है यार थोड़ा है. He's a bit of getting, yeah, has given us different walk and different posture to his gangster sort of a life. So movie reviews, guys. As usual, we rate them out of 5. And would you watch it if SRK wasn't in it? For me, I think it's an easy 3.5. I want to give it 4 just because how excited I was after the movie, and I still like really enjoyed it. But I know okay, it had potential to hit even more. So good, I'll give it like 3.75 here, not even 3.5. Yeah, just because of the extra oomph of SRK. And would I watch it if he wasn't in it? Yes, I think it still makes for very interesting subject matter. So I would definitely watch it. That's mine. Preeti, you.
Me, okay. 3.5, I would say. Oh, Diggy, but will you watch it again?
Yeah, I said I would.
Yeah. अच्छा, okay.
Yeah. It's I
Alright.
like the movie. Well, I'm just trying to be very objective in my review. मैं तो मतलब
हाँ.
4-5 दे दूँ आराम से. But
किस बात की ऑब्जेक्टिविटी लाओ तुम लोग. मतलब मेरे को लग रहा है मैं पूरे एपिसोड में आई एम जस्ट लिसनिंग योर फाइंडिंग फ्लॉज एक के बाद एक. आई एम लाइक यार मेरे को अच्छी लगी, इन दोनों को अच्छी लगी. नाउ यू आर गिविंग रिव्यू ऑफ 3.5 ईच. लाइक व्हाट व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन.
अरे because मैं तो दूसरी बार देख रहा हूँ ना पूरी मूवी. तो first time तो I really enjoyed it. Had you asked me in the first
Yeah,
2017, I
then
would
you
have
would have
given.
given
Now
4
I
out of
watched
5.
it with a different sort of easy.
So I'll say 3.25, if not 3.5. Mostly because of acting. Because we're doing 2.25, so I'm also getting onto the bandwagon. But will I watch it again? Maybe in bits and parts. Skipping some of the gore, maybe. What else?
There's
Will I
barely
watch
any
it?
gore यार in the movie. कहाँ है? शुरू में होता
यार
है
था
थोड़ा.
दिगी, काफी था. मतलब एटलीस्ट दैट लेवल ऑफ एक्शन आई कंसिडर इट टू बी कोर ओनली. मतलब आई
अच्छा, मेरे को तो नहीं लगा इतना. कूल ही था. आफ्टर अ पॉइंट वाज कूल ओनली. एवरीथिंग वाज कूल.
मतलब मेरे को पर्सनली थोड़ा कम भी पसंद आता है.
हाँ,
Will I
ट्रू
watch
ट्रू.
it if anybody else also did it? Yes. Because yeah, I also think a lot of Shah Rukh Khan burden has now come into Like I felt this in Raees, maybe that's just my bias, but if that burden on his shoulder of being the Shah Rukh Khan probably was not a background thing, they would have made this more gritty and serious and not that massy. So I'll watch it if anybody else also plays
Are
it. So
you
yeah.
trying to say that if this movie had someone other than Shah Rukh in it, it would have been a better movie? Are you saying that?
No, I am not saying that. I'm saying that
Nay, I can't
I'm not
imagine anyone
saying.
else playing. So Raees is Raees, right?
Yeah.
Raees,
Yeah.
he is.
I'm not saying
I can't
that
imagine
like
anybody else
You are
playing it. It's
kind
just
of
that the
saying that though. A little
story of
bit.
Raees should have been better written by the
हाँ, I mean
writers.
कि वो जो मासीनेस है ना वो उतना नहीं होता अगर शाहरुख खान was not like as big Shahrukh Khan as he is in
Actually,
this era.
I'm okay with the massiness. मुझे अच्छा लगता है थोड़ा
Yeah,
स्लो
same.
मोशन में एंट्री
हाँ
करके लोगों को स्लो मोशन में मुक्का मारो, मजा आता है, चेयरिंग होती है उसमें. बट वो बीच में रोमांस डाल दिया यार उन्होंने, and it became a little, the romance was very jarring and the music was a little jarring. That didn't really fit in with it. Make it massy, that's fine. And Jawan is a massy as hell movie. Look at how amazing it is.
I was
I
listening
think
to the
that's
AIB podcast with Shah Rukh Khan this morning and like literally what Shah Rukh is saying is कि मैं एक्शन करता हूँ तो लोग बोलते हैं तुम रोमांस क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो, मैं रोमांस करता हूँ तो लोग
हाँ.
बोलते हैं ये तो एक ही टाइप की फिल्म करता है, मैं कुछ नया लेके आता हूँ तो तुम लोग बोलते हो कि अरे रईस was like Don and like just
Don
listening to
वाली
this
बात याद आ
it's
गई.
conversation I
not
was
like
like
Dawn यार
it's
very
not like Don
different
at
from
all.
Dawn
Yeah,
वैसे
definitely
yeah
not
No,
like
no,
Don.
no. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah so
my
love
review
SRK acting.
My
Yes.
review, I think 3.5. I would maybe, yeah, I would watch it again. I think I'd like to watch it with a little bit more concentration if I watch it again because मैं काफी distracted थी ये movie देखते हुए and it didn't matter much because it was like a masala film, so I was still following what was happening. But yeah, I think I feel like I missed out on some moments that I might catch in a second watch. And would I watch it if it was anyone other than Shah Rukh Khan? Actually, no, because I'm not a fan of gory action movies in general. The only reason I watched it was because of Shah Rukh Khan. So yeah, it would have been a nice story. I would have read it as a book if like, I mean, books mein to Shah Rukh Khan nahi hota, but yeah, I don't think I would watch it if it was someone other than
Yeah.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Cool. All right, so that brings us to our
Time for
fun
Quiz!
quiz.
and our new
Time for
segment, the
quiz.
quiz.
यार मैंने
Our
अभी
our
questions
OG
revisit
quiz
किए
master, who's known for her
काफी lame
Bollywood
है
cryptic crosswords,
मैंने अभी
will
revisit
now
किया
be
क्विज
okay.
को काफी लेम क्वेश्चंस लग रहे हैं मेरे को बिकॉज स्पेशली व्हाइल
अरे
वाचिंग
it's
द मूवी
okay.
प्रीति
फिर
इज
भी
लाइक
नहीं
ओ
आएगा
दिस इज
हमको.
अ रेफरेंस टू दीवार, ओ दिस इज अ रेफरेंस टू दिस एंड
हाँ,
दैट.
which he got wrong, na? It's okay.
नो बट
It
स्टिल आई
wasn't
एम लाइक
Diwar.
यार इतना तो मैंने देखा भी नहीं. आई हैव ट्राइड टू कीप इट अ थोड़ा सा बैलेंस्ड क्विज. लाइक देयर आर two questions which I think Diggy will get, two questions which I think Preeti will get, and two which are up for grabs. And there's no tiebreaker. So if there's a tie, you guys have to discuss and decide who's the who deserves to be the winner. So first question.
Right. Ek second. Before we go ahead with the quiz, sorry, but it was not Diwar, it was Kala Patthar. So I wanted to clarify that before we go
Correct
ahead.
yourself on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Cool.
Diksha.
Okay. So first question. मुझे पता है तुम लोग मूवी का कलेक्शन चेक करके आए होंगे. So my question is, what was the opening weekend collection of Raees?
160 crores.
Preeti,
Yeah,
what's your number?
160, some 170.
What is this 170? तुम अच्छा तो OG number बोलो.
See, you should either
200
say something
crores.
less than him or more than him. Like
200 crores.
okay. Diggy gets it. It was 128 crores. So
Wow.
1 point to Diggy, 0 for Preeti. Second question,
Nice.
also related to collections, but this was the 6th highest grossing film of 2017. Can you guess what was the first?
Oh, ये तो बड़ा non race question हो गया है.
हाँ पता है, इसलिए मैंने बोला ना थोड़ा
This
lame
is
quiz है,
out of
but trivia है.
Is it we'll get multiple tries, right? I mean, I'll try one. Let
Kabil.
Preeti
If
try
one of
one.
you gets it right and wrong, then we
हाँ,
will see. हाँ.
of course. Preeti, you want to take a first shot at it? Since I got the previous one right.
You say it first. I'm trying to think 2017 not once movie, I think.
2017 में कौन सी music? Is it Secret Superstar?
Preeti, what's your guess? Jaldi bol, bro. We can't
Can't
have
think of anything.
silence forever.
My brain has not like I can't think of thing. I know Kabil was releasing it with it, but it
But
wasn't the
it didn't do
other
as
one.
well
Yeah,
Okay,
as
cool. So Diggy gets 2 points because Secret Superstar is the right answer. And
see,
Preeti
Oh.
is
I
at,
knew so I knew Secret Superstar earned about 900 crores, and that was
yeah.
mostly in China. And
Oh,
I
I didn't
figured
know
कि
that.
why would Diksha, हाँ 900 crores इंडिया में थोड़ा कमाई हूँ, इंडिया में तो उसका वो 100 करोड़ टाइप कलेक्शन था, बाकी
India mein,
Hmm.
I
all its
figured
collection,
global hai,
हाँ
but I didn't know
global, but
in
that's what I'm
China
saying.
especially it was a hit that I didn't
He's
know.
huge in, हाँ वो China में उसका even Dangal was about
Yeah,
1800
yeah.
odd
Dangal was
crores,
very
and
huge because
both these
production के
movies.
कुछ वो देने पड़ते हैं ना. You have to give some rights to the production people to release a
वो
movie in China.
that I don't know. But anyways, Amir Khan is huge in China, and I think why would she ask this question? उसको लगा होगा सीक्रेट सुपरस्टार तो नहीं बोलेंगे, वो सीक्रेट सुपरस्टार तो इतनी बड़ी मूवी कैसे हो सकती है?
Yeah, that's actually why I put the question in, but
See, I reverse engineered your thinking.
these were the 2 questions which I knew Diggy would get. The next 2
Okay.
questions.
Ghost collections.
Preeti, you have to let me finish the question, even though you know you're going to get it, but at least कोई सुन रहा है तो उसको समझ में आना चाहिए कि question क्या है, ठीक है? So,
आंसर पहले बोल देगी.
Laila Main Laila is a remake of a song from a 1980 film. Which film is it?
I don't know, yeah.
Oh,
No, I
shit.
don't know this answer.
Can I try?
Yeah.
Is it Dawn?
No, it's not. I thought Preeti would know this for sure. No, I thought
Movies
this
के
was...
नाम नहीं याद यार मुझे.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
I
sure
know the
it's
song
Helen.
fully.
give you the
It's,
answer.
yeah,
Helen
it's
for sure.
Helen, but yeah, give the answer.
The answer is Kurbani. Movie ka naam.
Oh,
And
I would
the next
not have known
question,
this.
the next question, which you guys just actually gave a wrong answer for, is Sunny Leone was the performer in the Raees version of the song. Who was the performer in the 1980 version of the song?
Oh, it
And
wasn't
It's
Helen.
not Helen.
it's not Helen, but I'll give you both a guess each. And whoever
Yeah, of
gets it
course.
first.
Is it what's her
Is it
name,
Zinat
yaar?
Aman?
Yeah, Zinat Aman was in my head, but
Diggy
is it
gets
Zinat
it
Aman?
again.
I said
That's
Zinat Aman. So
pretty
you call
amazing.
yeah. Budget भी तो
No,
मेरा
I'm not
explosion.
taking it away. I'm just saying कि मेरे दिमाग में उसकी शक्ल थी और मेरे को नाम नहीं याद
Dude,
आ
I
रहा था
am
कि
kind of
Instagram.
stream rolling Preeti on
Yes.
this quiz. This is too good.
It was Zinat Aman.
Yeah.
And Diggy is now at 3
It would have
and
only been 2-3
Preeti is at
people.
0. Wow, Preeti, I had 2 questions about one song, which I really thought you would get very easily. But theek hai. Question 4. Raees was supposed to, sorry, wait, this is question 5. Question 5. Raees
Yeah.
was supposed to release Eid of 2016, but it got postponed because they wanted to avoid a clash with which film of which
Kabil.
actor?
Hrithik Roshan. But they both eventually released on the same
Okay,
date.
Diggy got it wrong. Preeti, you wanna
Shit.
guess?
No?
Diggy, you
Wait,
can still guess.
2016, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It was
Eid.
It was released in January 2017, so it was
Yeah.
clashing with some Salman Khan's movie. I'm not sure which one, but
It
that's
clashed
what I
with Kabil
remember.
eventually. Yeah.
No, Kabil was the January release wala
Yep, yeah.
conflict.
What were they
First
trying to
one-
avoid though? Okay, I guess
Mm,
nobody
can't-
gets
my-
this.
Yeah.
I'll give
Let us
Preeti-
try, no? Let us try.
Okay, theek hai. I'll
It
give
was a
you a hint.
Salman Khan Ekta Tiger.
Yeah,
What?
so Preeti gets
Ek-
half points for guessing Salman Khan, but the movie that you guessed is wrong. So I'll
Bharat.
give you both
No,
another
Bharat was
guess
2018.
each on which
Okay,
movie it
wait.
might have been.
Let me think.
जिसमें बेबी थी वो रोती है वो छोटी सी बेबी होती है वो कौन सी
बजरंगी
movie है
भाईजान.
वो?
No, it was
Bajrangi
not.
Bhaijaan. No, it was
either
Sultan.
Bharat.
It was Sultan.
Yes, it was Sultan.
Yeah, so
Preeti gets it.
2016 was 2017 was Tigers in there. That's right.
Yep.
मेरे नाम में दंगल आया था, but it was wrestling was Sultan. Shit, yeah.
Cool. So
Yeah.
I actually had a 6th question, but you guys have already given the answer out, which was which movie did it end up clashing with? That was
Kabil.
Kabil.
So do I get the points for that?
No, you don't.
Kabil.
But
Shit,
you
यार,
win
अपना ही काट
anyway.
लिया, तो मुझे पता था.
Win anyway because you got 3 answers and Preeti got 1. So
Yeah.
here, congratulations, Diggy, on winning the quiz.
Yes!
Yay!
Finally, I win a quiz. Thank you so much.
And we don't have the last part of this episode that we usually do today, which is guessing which film we're going to watch next. Because Preeti already decided which film she wants to watch next like 2 weeks ago. Because Bazigar is re-releasing in theaters
told
this
us.
weekend.
Yeah.
And we are all going to go watch it in theaters.
I've already
we-
watched it.
He already
And
watched
if
it.
anybody is listening hasn't watched it in theaters, dekh lo. I think it's still Wednesday. Make time and watch it in the theaters.
Yeah.
It's unbloody believable. It's too good.
I'm so excited. I'm so
Yes.
excited.
Yeah, I finally made plans to go
Cool,
watch
cool.
it too, so I'm excited too.
Yes. Awesome. All right. That
Thank
brings us to
you
a
for
close.
listening in, as always. If you made it all the way up till here, which
you made it
I
all the
doubt
way.
very many of
Yeah.
you do, even if you're
On
a
Spotify, previous episode, 50% of the people made it towards the
Wow.
end.
Amazing.
Hey, where are you
Yeah,
seeing
Love
these
it.
stats?
Chalo.
I also want to see. Okay,
It's on
bye.
Spotify only. Okay. All right. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.